he liked that shit. You got to talk him through it.
Pause. Welcome y'all to episode. No, but for real, we are recording. Welcome y'all to another week of Tech File. Ain't no talking it through here. We're just gonna start that intro music.
Hit him hard. Let's go. Red T-E-C-K. Running back like where's my replay? Got it all in the mix, no DJs. Said it's hard in the game like he damn miscellaneous. Spitting real talk for the entertainment. All the pop stars stand the game up and they get smacked back down like a WrestleMania. Tell them that better get they know ready at a home city. You know, get a block even on the low setting. And you know what you say, so we never gotta get touched on everybody else. Cause you get ready. Ain't nobody else doing this like I. Better keep them cameras and microphones hot, cause this one's a vibe. Gotta run this race with my tribe. Going live with the pie. Do it like it's no tomorrow. Came to my ear later. Shout out to my point guard. We about to hit them hard. Got them throwing in the tap. Tell the red blow the whistle. This is Technical File.
Welcome to episode 387 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And this your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Catch him, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. What up, though?
I am the Eric J.
Only known as.
I can't stand Tyrese Halliburton.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as Mr. Ooh Yeah.
Some housekeeping, y'all, as we get into the swing of things here. If you are not yet already following us on our various social media platforms, head on over to Technical File, TECKNICAL FOUL on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Technical File Podcast on, that's a terrible pass, Technical File Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. We record the show live every Tuesday evening. Come be a part of it. You might hear us if you listen to the podcast often. Reference people in the comments. Like Serial Sensei already up in here. What up, though? What up, though?
What it do?
So come on, be part of the show every Tuesday evening. Yes, even during a Bucks playoff game. We here.
That's actually kind of funny. They got people sitting courtside in Deer Hunter attire.
Yeah.
Well played, Indiana.
It is. I can't hate on that. I can't hate on. Never mind. I won't.
I can't hate on 2/5 of the Bucks starting lineup. I can tell you that.
Not 2/5. Wait.
2/5.
So Kuz and who?
2/5.
The other wing.
Oh, TP.
Oh, TP started tonight too?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
He said, all right, y'all. So on this,
they're on the side of the building. Of course, he's going to start.
They are on fire, sir.
How did?
I know. The question. You know what?
Well, I feel like we can't watch this game. I know you got to, but
we're gonna be sitting here pissed off throughout this game or this show. See, but no. On the slate this week, y'all, we're gonna talk NBA playoffs, talk WrestleMania and our takeaways from that. Plus, with the NFL draft being this week in Green Bay, we shall be there. We're gonna talk about draft crushes.
You gonna bring a tray of meats again?
Well, this nigga here.
First of all, he didn't bring the tray. He had the whole.
It was at a hotel game, nigga. He might say I just walked around some
with meat, right?
Meat.
I mean,
Mr. 3.5 meats.
Hey, man. Yeah.
These are not false accusations.
And
hey, yeah,
they're a bit misleading. The accusations are a bit misleading, but that is neither here nor there.
He just said he loved meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't have a tray of meat that he just was walking around.
You got a picture of him with a tray of meat?
That sounds crazy.
Ain't he on wax with a tray of meat?
Again, he was not walking around.
You was there. Nigga.
Picture says 1,000 words, and one of them said he was walking with it.
That meat was fresh off the grill, nigga.
He was asked to hold this by the guy who was cooking the food.
And he took a stroll.
Somebody asked you to hold that meat?
Then he asked him to hold all the meat.
Oh, this nigga here, bro. He would have down.
Here's a satchel of them.
Leave the jokes to me, nigga.
Yeah, you
don't be out here co-signing.
If it was funny, I would laugh.
Nah. Don't leave that to me and him.
They whooping your ass in the comments.
Hey, listen, ain't nobody whooping your ass. I had to look up. And who else was
I was like, oh shit. It's a party in this motherfucker.
Let's talk NBA playoffs, y'all. Let's get into it.
We have to?
Yes, we do.
We're not doing the game?
Oh, game needs a name. Yes, let's do that. This week, we are going to do NFL teams. If you're unfamiliar with the game that needs a name, it is a rapid-fire, memory-based game where we choose a topic. This week, NFL teams. There are no repeats. Last person standing wins the game. And with it being NFL teams, there's only a certain number of them, so you really got to pay attention. Let's get this going in tech order. So Tim, Eric, then myself, then Ken. Tim, kick us off. NFL teams.
Arizona Cardinals.
Green Bay Packers.
Chicago Bears.
Ain't that a Bears? Miami Dolphins.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Detroit Lions.
Minnesota Vikings.
The Browns.
Kansas City Chiefs.
The Bengals.
The Jets.
The Falcons.
The Steelers.
The Seattle Seahawks.
The Patriots.
49ers.
Tennessee.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
The Texans.
The Chargers.
That's where I was going.
Giants.
Carolina Panthers.
Ooh.
Damn.
Jaguars.
Where am I at? Fuck.
Fucked.
Exactly. Damn, I'm out of there. I'm going.
All right.
Let's go with.
one?
Damn, I'm out of there. Yeah.
Anybody say the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, I did.
Rams, just for the win.
Hey, look at you.
I had to think,
Brown.
how many was? I don't even remember.
I don't
Damn,
remember
all
how
these
many-
title
go,
changes
man.
after Mania.
Huh?
It's a title change you won, so
Oh,
he no longer
I
has.
hear what he said.
Good Lord, bro. It wasn't even a joke. It was just regular words. Like, dang,
It
y'all
was
ain't on my
regular.
team this week. I get it. I get it.
did not comprehend.
I get
But
it.
now I do. All right, so I'll take that victory this week. Dustin said, how trash was that WrestleMania Night 2 ending? Oh, buddy, we are going to talk about that for sure, because what? But we're going to start with the NBA. So, NBA playoff talk. Let's get into it.
Oh, happy birthday, Dustin.
Oh, it's Dustin's
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Spinning it with Tech 5.
Right. Appreciate that. So as we record this, it is Tuesday evening. The Bucks and the Pacers are playing. The Grizzlies and the Thunder are playing. And then the Lakers game comes on this evening. Ooh, okay.
Posterity is 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter.
Oh,
If you listen to this back, so if you're listening to it in the future, you know how it ends. We do not.
yeah. So understand the conversation taking place in this reality at the moment. Okay, Brooke. Show these people you can play in a series. Okay. So we're going to start here. Give me one team that lost game one that you're actually very confident in winning the series, and let us know why you're confident. So those teams could include the Bucks, the Clippers, the Pistons, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, the Magic, the Heat, and the Rockets.
God, you hoe ass nigga.
The Clippers.
Yeah, that was my pick.
LA went into the playoffs as a dangerous team.
Yes, they did.
Denver needed overtime to beat LA game one. LA had pretty much carried that momentum
Hey, put
from
the
the
Clippers
regular
at the
season
end.
to the playoffs.
I mean,
And they
one
kinda
of these
showing
teams
it.
that's won a playoff game so far.
Fair. But and then them winning yesterday kind of showed like how dangerous they really are. Like Kawhi Leonard is just unfucking believable, bro. Like he don't miss a shot, dog. At least it feel that way. Everything he throws up just land. Like you expecting him. He feels like that 18 Raptors team? 2018, 2019?
Yes,
Like
sir.
when everything he put up, bro, is just falling. He getting every board, he's making every pass, like he's blocking every shot, getting every steal. Like it's nuts.
39 points in game two on 19 shots.
That's great.
How many he missed? 4?
Efficient as
Four
fuck.
shots.
15 for 19.
Only 5 free throws.
Crazy
And he had like the
efficient.
game still. He got the game clinching steal. He had the game winning 3. He had Kawhi is looking like Kawhi. People forgot about Kawhi, and he's reminding folks without saying a word.
Is there
That he is
anybody-
Kawhi.
Is there anybody in the league that gets less sped up? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like
It's a
you
few-
outside of Luka.
you can't really
Yeah,
knock
Luka.
him off of like what he's trying to do.
Like, look,
like,
bro, I'm going here. And I'm
yep,
gonna do
it's
this.
like you can be there if you want to be here. I'm gonna either push you out the way or I'm gonna like slide to the side. I'm getting to my spot.
Fade
and then
away.
It's just like, am I gonna make it? Like you can't speed him up. You can't slow him down. Like it's just get in his way and hope he missed.
ain't no, am I gonna make it? He gonna make it.
Especially when he's locked in. Like there's like game one, he was
Shaky.
okay, but
too many turnovers in game one.
But game 2, that was machine Kawhi.
And watching Kawhi in game 2 just had me sitting there like, man, can y'all imagine what we could have seen and what could have been if he wasn't dealing with injuries? Like, we have, I don't say been robbed, but kind of like just some elite basketball play. So seeing Kawhi healthy, playing for the Clippers, the game he had in game 2 was just outstanding to the point, like, when he did miss them few shots, I was shocked.
Right.
Slabber. You're gassed or slabber.
And he wasn't taking easy shots the whole game. Like, he was just getting to his spots and putting it up, and it was going down.
That elbow, he once he gets to that elbow, bro, or just the side of that right side of that mid range, like, it's a wrap, bro. He go to hit it with a fadeaway, he do a pull up, like, it don't matter.
So the confidence that the two of you have in saying the Clippers is that team for you that you have the most confidence in winning their series, is it just on the shoulders of what you've seen from Kawhi and the Clippers, or are there things that you saw from the Nuggets as well that kind of have you like,
I think game 1, this is my answer even before game 2, like when they won. Like game 1, they should have won. And I don't have like a tangible like point to it reason. I just feel like everything that's kind of swirling around Denver at the moment, like their defense is still shaky. Like there's a reason.
He got to shoot, boy.
He had a better game too.
He did. He was making sure he stayed on the floor this game. Yeah, motherfucker was shooting.
He was rebounding.
Yeah, that too. Those you'll get that from him.
Sometimes. But like, yeah, their defense is Ooh.
God damn.
He missed.
Oh, no.
He missed.
Sorry. Yeah, their defense is still what gives me pause. I think for them also, just bad vibes, it seems like, for the entire team. I did feel good for Rush just because that's 2 teams in a row that tried to scapegoat. I mean, 3 actually, because Denver's in the process of doing it. But like him getting his
win game 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say him getting this kind of get back against his former team in game 1. I was like, I'm happy to see that because like I feel like Russ. And Ken, you can disagree with me if you want, but I feel like Russ gets unnecessary hate.
No, he do. Yeah,
he also wasn't a fit with the Lakers.
He just didn't fit with us.
That wasn't a fit at all.
That wasn't his fault.
I will say though, watching Russ in the playoffs, this is the Russell Westbrook experience where he does something, you be like, "Dog, we needed that. Thank you." And then he do something else, and you be like, "I can't believe."
But see, something you just got to take it though. Take the good with the bad with him.
Yeah, that's how it go with Russ. So I can definitely understand that. Ken,
his motor is crazy.
It is
like Fab
at this age full speed,
bro.
And that's
still crashing boards.
And that's the thing with Russ, where it's like you at least know it's coming from a good place. It's not like he's just kind of loafing around. It's like he's trying to make a play. He's trying to do the right thing. Like just sometimes his brain goes faster than his body, or vice versa.
Yeah. Ken, you had the other LA team as your team that lost game 1 that you're still confident in. What about the Lakers? It's giving you confidence going forward in this series.
The thing that gave me the most confidence is watching that game. I didn't know what team that was. That was not the LA Lakers. That was not the Lakers. That is not how we ended. The playoff season. I mean, that's not how we ended the season. It feel like I'm kind of happy about this win about this loss because I feel like this type of loss will motivate us going forward. So sometimes taking an L just gives you the motivation you need to kick get that kick in the ass.
Are you worried that your team needed to be motivated, knowing that it's the playoffs?
That would be my concern.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is concerning.
Because I heard LeBron on the Mind the Game podcast with Steve Nash, and the episode that came out this week was about the playoffs. And he mentioned the fact that sometimes the first game is just a fill-out game, and this was recorded even before this happened. So for anybody who's going to be out there saying, well, LeBron just saying that because he had a bad game 1, which he did. Which he did. But he was saying like sometimes that first game is kind of like a feel-out process here. So we
ain't come to get a Bears.
Pretty much.
We got Luka. We still got LeBron. Like I'm confident that they're gonna turn it around.
I just got size concerns at this point for the. I had the Lakers winning in 7 in this series, but
we're smaller.
So like one thing that I remember, it's not quite the same because he just didn't make adjustments. But I do wonder if JJ coaching essentially the entire season, kind of like a playoff, where we adjust for every game plan. Like we're always like we're grinding. It's like there isn't necessarily another level to jump. Like,
we've been like this also. Yeah,
yeah,
I give
like
you that.
you're already kind of
It's routine,
maxed
out at what your team is, and so like. Whereas now you can look at Minnesota and say like, yeah, they were 60, but they have a level to go because now they're going to be game plan for a specific opponent, and you know, like their regular season isn't necessarily indicative of who they are fully as a team versus LA, which I mean, like you get LeBron and Luka kind of stepping their game up, but like everybody else is already kind of at their peak. So I don't know. I'm rambling, but my thing about coaching was just that you have a rookie coach in his first playoffs. Like, is that kind of a cause for concern for you where it's like, are we going to make the necessary adjustments? Are we going to be able to, you know, on the game plan, X and O's, like
how much
you can't really flush a game one. Like you have to learn from it, but it's like, if that was your starting point, like where are we going to go from here?
Well, you can, I guess to the point of y'all saying that he kind of coached as like, regular season games is like playoff atmosphere and things like that. Wouldn't it allow teams to kind of see, okay, these are adjustments that he kind of makes so they will also be able to alter their game plan against you now that you've already coached your way through this is the playoffs.
Like we know this is what they like to do if we do this. So it's about finding that's all the playoff basketball is. It's just continuously trying to find the counters. And sometimes adjustments don't work where you like, we tried to make this adjustment.
You just make it worse.
Yeah, like I think about the Bucks series. I think it might have been against the Celtics after that championship year where it was like, but doing different stuff here, it's just not working for the team. And then they decided like, we're going to let Grant Williams shoot.
And that was their season.
And then that ended up being the series because he knocked them down in the game. And it's like, well, that's what we're going to live with. And he actually did it. So I get that. But Lakers Wolves tonight is going to be a very interesting one. The team that I picked was the Bucks. But I will say this, they lose game 2. Gonna feel a little bit different about that.
Does lose game 2 full stop, or does it depend on how they lose game 2?
It depends on how, for sure. But you want to try to steal one on the road before you get home. Like that's the one thing about being the road team, which the Bucks haven't been in the playoffs since like 2018 or some. It's been a while, right?
What, the finals?
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying, like, I think that's the last series that they would have started on the road, I think.
Yeah, the finals they did because they were in Phoenix. But I was even thinking just first round, just they haven't started the playoffs.
Actually, no, that Celtics series because they had game 7 at home.
The Celtics did, yeah. So, like, you don't, and that was a second round matchup.
Yep.
So that makes sense. But it's difficult when you don't snatch that one. Like, then the pressure is back on you to go home and defend home court and win those 2. And then you got to get back on the road and then try to steal one. Like the Bucks have lost 4 straight games in Indiana. Like if they can get one of these, it just helps with the confidence level going forward. And again, y'all listening, y'all already know the outcome. I'm at halftime, just hoping and praying. But it's looking at what the Bucks did wrong in game 1 and being like, a lot of these things are correctable. You just have to do it. And seeing if they can actually put it into action. And some of those things include don't overhelp. Be assignment sure. Be better at the point of attack.
Halfway through game 2, how are those adjustments looking?
When they have certain lineups out there, they look all right. They look all right. And then offensively, they just got to continue to move the ball and they got to knock down shots. I thought they got a lot of good looks in game 1 and they just could not knock the shots down. And this is the Bucks team that has been the best 3-point shooting team in the league by percentage. And they shot like 20% in game 1 from 3.
Like I honestly think if there were like 2 shots that went differently during that run in the 4th,
when they got it down to 12,
yeah, I think that they actually would have been able to come back in that one. But it was just a broke shooting game.
Yeah, can't turn the ball over. Got to knock down shots, get back in transition, and you should be all right. So that's what I'm feeling about the Bucks. I think they still got a chance, and now that Damian Lillard is back as well, you got a little bit more offense out there, a little bit more shot creation. So, you know, it's a series that the Bucks should still be able to pull out. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Crazy that this is the first game that Giannis and Damian played in playoffs together.
Yep. And like they had a long runway last year, but you know, that's how things go. Now it is still early, but do y'all think any teams are actually in trouble already? And you just like it's over?
So I think you guys have the obvious answer.
The Grizzlies.
Yes, most definitely.
Just outmatched.
As we speak, they're down 15 in game
Outmatched.
2. But I'm gonna go with the Rockets.
Mm.
And like partially to your point about like starting those first two games off at home, if you drop one of those two, like you are automatically on the back foot. Like you've lost home court. You've given that team confidence to keep doing it, and it's Steph against the Warriors and playoff Jimmy thrown in for a good measure. But like really the issue is Houston's offense. Like they don't have enough offense. Like another team that kind of like maximized what they were in the regular season. It's like I don't think they have another gear to hit. Like the defense is going to be the defense, but again, like if you're going up against Golden State, like that's an atypical offense. So
and they also got defense.
And they also have defense. But like the things that work on 95% of the league just don't work against Golden State. So it's kind of like the things that you built up reps doing all season long, you kind of have to throw those out, and you have to have a specific game plan for this one team that plays completely different from everybody else. So they didn't look good in game 1. I don't have confidence that like they'll look better, and I don't think that it's a sweep or anything like that, but I do think that the combination of all those factors I already mentioned, plus the fact that I just don't think they have enough offensively. Like honestly, anything that Houston does this year is kind of gravy. Like I feel like they're still ahead of their curve, like progression wise, but it's just like this is probably the last team that they needed to face in round 1.
The Warriors are a tough matchup for them, and I was going back and forth of like, am I going to pick the Warriors in this series or the Rockets in this series? Because I really do believe in that Rockets defense. But what made me pick Golden State at the end was just like, I don't trust the Rockets half-court offense. Like their best offense is missing the shot, getting offensive rebound, and trying to put the ball back up in that situation. Like they had 22 offensive rebounds in game 1.
And still scored, like 85?
And they scored 85 points. You had 22 offensive rebounds. That's nuts. Well, I mean, if you have 22, that means you missed a lot already. But like, I mean, my goodness. And it's just going to run out for them, I think. But
I mean, like you said, adding playoff Jimmy to this Warriors team is like, that's a whole nother gear and issue that you have to deal with on its own. And now you can't really send a double at Steph. So Steph getting one-on-one all damn game. And then when he finally do double, then Jimmy down there either getting the board, kicking it down, hitting the three that he don't normally hit. Like just doing fantastical shit. And you got Gary Payton Jr. out here running around, jumping off of shit.
Gary Payton 2.
Like, 2, I'm sorry. Like you got
right. Gary Payton Jr. is a
whole different person.
Whole nother body. My bad. Not him. Number 2. It's just, they actually are a fun team again. To be here,
just imagine like you're the Rockets. You're a Rockets fan. You live through the Harden era with Chris Paul. Like you're so close, and you just keep getting beat by Golden State. You tear it down to the studs. You live through a rebuild, build all the way back up. You're a 2 seed, 50-win team, just to get the fucking Warriors with with Jimmy Butler in place of Klay Thompson. And it's like,
what the fuck, bro? Like they just don't like us, dog. And the wild part is they're the number 2 seed in the West. Like it's not like y'all haven't won good games, beat good teams and shit like that. Like the second best team in the West says a lot about your team, and here we are still favoring the other one.
Listen, sometimes it breaks that way, and it's all about the matchups. And Golden State's a tough matchup in the West. Like I know they are the 7 seed, but man,
the West.
I think they should be considered a favorite in the West. To be honest with you, Serial Sensei said that Ja needs a real grenade if they gonna win that series against the Thunder.
No,
I don't think he's wrong. I don't see a Thunder dropping the game. Initially, I said Thunder in 5. I think it's in 4.
I'm just imagining that RDC skit where Mark pull it out like,
Oh, the guy's like,
what you want? What was that? No, you're talking about Drake?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want me to?
No, Chubbs, put that away.
I know this is a train wreck. This is tough for them, bro. Like I'm glad that they made it in to the playoffs, but for this to be,
are they glad?
I mean, they beat everybody else to get there.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like
they didn't have much comp in that last.
Well, so imagine somebody else being there.
I have. Can you imagine if it was the Mavericks?
So, congratulations on getting there. So y'all made it there. That's improvement on last year.
I actually think the Grizzlies lost their first round pick because they made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep.
So they actually probably would have been better off
if they lost.
I was trying to get them some.
And it's one of them.
I mean, the players don't care about the draft pick, so
it's one of them seasons for Memphis, and I'm not somebody who likes to have the this player can request a trade, but I do think it's worth saying that Memphis is a team this offseason that I think is going to be a really interesting one to keep an eye on and what they choose to do going forward. I forget who was talking about it, but they were mentioning the fact that this Grizzlies team, it was Zach Lowe. Like, they've won one playoff series. Mm-hmm. That's it in this Ja Morant era, and they talk a lot. They talk cash all the time. They have won one playoff series. And what they initially thought about how this roster might be constructed with Ja being like a top 15 guy and Jaren Jackson Jr. being a top 20 and Desmond Bane being a top 25 guy, like maybe it ain't actually going to pan out that way. And instead of having one guy that's top 15, you got a bunch of guys that's
top 30.
Yeah, top 40, somewhere in there. And can you actually win that way? So it'll be interesting watching Memphis going forward. But has any playoff series delivered more than you expected thus far? Because myself and Tim both pointed to the Clippers and Nuggets series, which I know, Ken, for you, that was a series you were like, no, yeah. I'm most excited to see Clippers. Like, you knew from the beginning, Clippers Nuggets is going to be one of them ones. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't low on my list, but it wasn't high. And after seeing the first two games, I'm just like, I need 7 games of this series. I need 7 games expeditiously between the Clippers and the Nuggets, because that playoff series, so far, it's early, but that's been the best series so far. And for you who had high hopes going into it, has it lived up to your hype, or has it even been better than what you were expecting?
I feel like it's been better than I expected it. Just because, like, the Clippers came into the playoffs, like, on a crazy, like, they was playing at a high clip. Yeah. Like, for real.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But
took me a second to get that
one. Yeah, but then just for all the turmoil that's going on in Denver, not knowing what, how spirited Denver's going to be. Like, are they going to put the fight? Are they going to have fight in them? Are they, depleted? How Jamal Murray, how is he going to play? So just all those factors, and then you got Kawhi Leonard playing like the machine that he is. Like, this is definitely going to be a fun series.
Tim, what about this series has surprised you and been better than what you expected?
Denver's fight. Like, hell, I really wasn't expecting Denver to put up the fight that they are. That overtime game 1 really showed, no, we trying to win in spite of, we still here, we still us, we still Denver, we're gonna still try to, make something shake. But again, after game 1, I was like, ooh, shit, it took them to overtime to finish this one. I was like, yeah, LA might be able to get them. And then after yesterday's win, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, and then Zubac ain't going nowhere either. Like, his addition helps them offset Joker a little bit. Not saying that he's stopping the MVP. He's still the MVP. He was still hitting clutch shots, threes, shit like that, running floaters and shit, like, randomly. But him being there to help board, help block, help defend the paint, help get points too now. Like, he's really helping offset that, because you have that down there in the front court now. So I think I'd be surprised if the Clippers didn't win it in 5.
Ooh, dang, really?
That's where I'm at with it.
I think it's going to be a long series still. But yeah, I got the Clippers in that series, but I think it's going to be a long one for sure. What surprised you the most so far after the first few playoff games here? Because for me, it's just been the amount of blowouts that we had during opening weekend of the playoffs. You had the Celtics, who won by 17. The Pacers beat the Bucks by 19. The Cavs won by 21. The Wolves beat the Lakers by 22. The Thunder beat the Grizzlies by 51 points in game 1.
That was mine.
Just the blowouts, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect all this. Not that many.
The blowouts, yes. The blowout. 51 is nuts. That's bro. Crazy. Like, bad nights would be 17, 19, shit. Like, 51.
It's like you didn't even try to come play.
You didn't. You didn't try shit. Like cardio. That's all you was thinking about. This is a good cardio session.
So basically, they were Kyle Kuzma in team form.
Yikes.
Shit. Damn near, bro, because that
Kuzma
shit
all the shots.
Man.
getting blown out by
when you
51 in
have
the
a-
NBA as a playoff team is unacceptable.
Also, having a 22 trillion in a playoff game is also unacceptable. When you have 22 minutes and no stats.
So that's part of them zeros.
Oh, the Tony Snell joint?
Yep.
Yeah, I call it Tony Snell
They
game.
ain't passing the ball.
They didn't.
But damn, you couldn't go get it?
He needs the ball in his
That's
hand.
actually a true statement.
That's the type of player he is. He needs the ball.
He did not get the ball in his hands.
He
too
needs
often
the
in
ball.
games.
Why don't you go get it then?
But you also get a rebound.
All right, go get it. You
Give me the
shit.
ball first.
You want it, go get it.
Then I can do all the other
If you
shit.
want the ball, go get it.
Feed me first, then I'll
When you
I'll be
spent
finished.
all the minutes, every minute that I think he was on the court, I believe Giannis was on the court. I don't want the ball in your hands. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because the ball in your hands,
He
is
just
not
gotta
in his
touch it. Just let him touch it, swing, pass, boom. He just gotta touch it a little bit.
Brooke out here hustling.
Yeah, yes.
He the only one.
He got a fresh haircut, so he out here
He did.
don't know that.
Serial
He cuts his
Sensei.
hair twice a season.
Serial
that's
Sensei
true.
said, shout out to Detroit for getting their first playoff win since 2008.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Do you know how different of a person I was in 2008?
Man, what?
2000. You know what was life like for you in 2008?
I was reckless. I don't
Ending
know.
the freshman year of college.
I was reckless.
Yeah, I'm not gonna incriminate myself. So.
Reckless.
Moving on.
All right. Well, 2008. That's a year we ain't gonna talk about.
Hell no.
Voted in my first election in that year.
Vote or die.
Golly. What a crazy campaign.
Yeah, but hey, Bonner
Especially
Jarvis,
I had that shirt.
considering
the guy.
They
I
had
think
hella
that-
merch.
I think that actually was the election before 08. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it was
sure that
08.
was
It
the
was the-
carry.
My man, he went
Election.
hard for the voter die too.
I can still see that t-shirt is vividly in my head still.
Mhm.
Vote or die. And that red and blue. Oh boy, what a time. What a
That was a
time.
clean ass shirt. Too.
It was.
Eric, anything surprised you that you want to discuss from the first few playoff games here?
just the fact that people have finally wisened up, and the turn has happened on Jalen Brunson, like with all the foul baiting, like that man be Griff.
You do.
Dang.
You do.
Trey Young and James Harden said, "Dude, you need to chill." Hey, the fact that he was celebrating fouling out Asar Thompson,
He
like
did. He's on the ground laner. He put up the 6 finger. Like, yes,
I got him,
I got him.
Got
and then he
enough.
lost. Like,
Another one.
Focus
Get
on
off my
play-
ass.
focus on hooping. Like,
That shit, them niggas playing defense.
right.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Charlene added that Memphis is fool's gold. Agree there.
I mean, that's kind of an insult to Fool's Gold. Like, Fool's Gold at least
Damn.
appears to be legitimate. Like,
But you going into the season, you had really high hopes.
I
on
did.
Memphis. You was like,
but
man,
that
they
was like
gonna
9
be-
months ago.
My nigga.
A man can change his mind when presented with new evidence.
Hey man, plenty
It
of
was looking
celebration.
golden at one point. So, it's a little foolsy now. Serial Sensei also added that if you lose by over 50, they should just end the series.
Damn.
I mean,
I was like, y'all don't even want to play. Why we here?
hey, but this is going to count as 2 losses if you lose by this many
Exactly.
That was
points.
probably like, why y'all, can we get a redo? Like,
And then
y'all going there to
Redo.
bullshit. Like, you could have let us get
I
the
mean,
playoffs.
And then Jay-Z added they should put the bench in after losing by 50.
So they can lose by 70.
I was going to say they're going to lose by more. Man, it's going to be tough work for them.
OKC bench is nice too.
Right. Good
Felt
luck.
that OKC Blue could have beat that team. Up.
Let's do some quick NBA season award predictions. We have the finalists listed for all of the major award categories. We actually already know who won Sixth Man of the Year, so congrats to Peyton Pritchard on winning Sixth Man
I
of the
did
Year.
not know that they named that.
They sure did, right before the game
Like,
started
like
today.
right to people.
Right before. So for MVP, the 3 finalists are Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who is y'all MVP? And let's be very clear, as we have this conversation, this is about who we would vote for if we had a vote, not who we think will win. So for me, if I had a vote, Jokic would be my MVP.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Just a dominant offensive season from him. He actually elevated his game again. A lot of the same conversations that you could have had the last couple of years about why Jokic should be MVP,
Mm-hmm.
they're right back on the table again for you this year. The on-off numbers when he's off the court versus when he's on, like that's a Denver team that just relies very heavily on his production, and he came through for him. So he'd be my MVP this year. Ken, who would be your MVP?
It's GA.
Not mad at it.
Yeah.
Just
not mad
because
at it.
like that man is the heart and soul of that team. Like the numbers that he's put up consistently throughout the entire season, like that's MVP status for me.
I'm not mad at it. Eric.
I'm gonna be Homer. I got Giannis. And his like the numbers are the numbers. Like first player, is it back-to-back seasons or 3 straight seasons?
He got a couple of them. He was the first player last year to average at least 30 points while shooting 60% from the field. This year he became the second player to do that ever, and the first one was himself. So there's no one else in NBA history who has done it once. This man has now done it in 2 consecutive seasons. I believe this is also his 3rd year in a row where he's averaged, I think it was
30, 12, and
5 or something like that. But he's, I'm going to find the stat. But Giannis had another crazy year for people who were thinking that he was washed and all these other things. But, 3 seasons with at least 10 points, at least 10 rebounds, at least 5 assists. 3 seasons with that, most in NBA history.
10 points or 30 points?
30 points,
okay,
10 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yeah,
at least those.
And like I said, the stats are the stats. Do you see the dog shit team that he has to play with? Like most valuable. If this team didn't have Giannis, they would be the Sixers. Because these dudes stink.
Oh no!
You said, "Oh no."
Part of that's colored by the fact that they're getting the ass bust right now. But I really do mean like. I really want just to show love to Giannis. Like again, like those are historic numbers. Like I feel like he gets lost in the sauce because of like, you know, our affinity for round numbers. So it's like, oh, Jokic did this, this, and this. It's like great. But also like Jokic is a cone on defense and like that counts. And the fact that their coach got fired because their defense is trash. He's the backline of the defense. And that counts for something.
I hear you. I'm not mad at it. Defensive Player of the Year. The finalists are Dyson Daniels, Draymond Green, and Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley would be my pick for Defensive Player of the Year.
I agree with those sentiments.
Backline of defense, anchored a really good defense. There were questions about if he could be an anchor, if he had to play next to Jared Allen, and he has shown like, nah, I got it.
Give him the fucking ball. That's twice on a that's twice on a fast break that they have gotten no points because Taurean Prince doesn't give the ball to Giannis.
He's done that during the regular season too. It continues in the playoffs.
Get your man, Ken.
He just played with us.
I got Dyson Daniels. I got Dyson Daniels. Right, leader, league steals leader. Truly disruptive on defense. Since Atlanta made the playoffs, play in, I feel like he has a better shot of getting it as opposed to them not getting nothing at all.
Keep in mind that all the votes were put in before the play-in started.
Okay,
it's a regular season award.
I get it, but you know how this goes.
It's a regular season award. Whatever happened in the play-in and the playoffs is a whole separate entity.
I get it. But yeah, I'll give it to Dyson. He's been consistent throughout the entire year, showing that he is a force to be reckoned with defensively.
And he has a good nickname, the Great Barrier Thief.
Yeah, that's a cool nickname.
Great Barrier Thief.
That's a cool nickname for an Australian mate.
Mm-hmm. Hello, mate.
Hello. I'm not even going to try because it's going to end up British. Eric, who's your defensive player?
Good day, mate.
Oh, there we go.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Hello, Governor.
Fuck him, but Draymond.
He a menace, man.
He is.
Like for
in more ways than one. But like in this instance, it's actually pretty good because his defense is still Draymond level defense. The fact that he's basically shifted to center almost full time now. After the Jimmy trade, like he went all out for it. I feel like he's the most impactful defender. That's no shade to Evan Mobley. That's no shade to Dyson Daniels. The Thompson twins, I feel like they'll be I feel like they'll be top 3 finalists in the very short term future. But yeah, Draymond's still Draymond, and their defensive renaissance essentially like since the midway point of seasons, like why they are championship contenders.
Yeah, having him and Jimmy Butler as like your backline defense, small guys for sure, but highly intelligent,
high intensity.
I mean, the IQ alone is that's the part of it. Like if you got smart basketball players, you can figure a lot of different things out. That's one thing that LeBron and Steve Nash were talking about on Mind the Game, and they were mentioning like LeBron said all of my championship teams, the characteristic that they all shared, we could play in different ways, and guys were smart enough to be able to really pick it up of like, okay, we're going to run a double big lineup here, and this is how we're going to play. Okay, we're going to blitz the ball handler. Okay, we're going to switch everything. Just having a versatile group where you can do different things and have the guys who have the IQ to really put that into place. That's the key ingredient there. And Draymond is one of them guys who I will never doubt the basketball IQ or the game.
I think I said that after the trade deadline. That's why I was like so annoyed by like the Warriors getting Jimmy and the Lakers getting Lucas. Like basketball geniuses figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you were just saying with LeBron, where it's like you just put enough basketball minds together, it's gonna click. Like even if their games seem to not mesh whatsoever. In this case, like their games do mesh, but like even if that were the case, like they just figure out, okay, here's why I need to take a step back to make you shine, and vice versa.
Yeah, I feel it. Most improved player of the year, the 3 finalists are Cade Cunningham, Zubac, and Dyson Daniels.
Oh, we did a good job.
Yeah, we did. Everybody who we picked before the finalists were announced were the finalists. So our ballots are pretty legit.
I got Zubac.
Me too, but I think Cade wins it. And again, I think the spirit of this award has changed. This is not the intention of the award, but once Ja had won it, and that's just the way it continued to go. It is what it is.
That was because I really like. It's always about who's made the biggest jump, like across the board. In essence, as a player who's become more impactful, who's probably taking that step up to the next level from okay to rotational to starter to star, stuff like that. But
I was like, I feel like that's what it should be. What it has become is good young player that finally makes the leap to all-star. And it's like, when you're the number 1 or a top 5 pick, it's kind of like that's what you're supposed to do. Like to me, most like that's just getting seasoning. Like you're just coming into your own. Whereas like improvement to me means somebody that has vastly outplayed what their previous expectation was,
or somebody who you already like, nah, they ain't gonna make it,
or somebody that was just bad and then they become
like
something.
When Lauri Markkanen won it 2 years ago, like that's one of the ones like I didn't expect this from Lauri. Or last year Tyrese Maxey won it, but I was saying I think Kobe White should have been most improved player last year because it was almost DOA on his career at that point of like it's not working for him. And the way that he was able to kind of find something and actually be a productive player, I was like, that's the, I think, spirit of the award. But
and that's actually like what I think applies to my pick, which is Dyson Daniels. Like
I would,
and maybe it was partially that he just didn't get an opportunity in New Orleans, but like he was very far down on their totem pole, and getting traded to Atlanta really unlocked his game and just like allow him to get the minutes to really show what he is defensively, and his numbers offensively jump. So like that combination to me, like that's taking nothing away from Zubac, but Zubac has been a very solid starter for a very long time. And I think like his role just kind of changed. Whereas like Dyson Daniels was just like, I don't know what this dude is. And then he gets the opportunity. It's like, oh, he's good. Like that.
And not just with the defense. He was actually better offensively. But the reason I do pick Zubac in that situation is because, yes, he definitely improved and he has been a solid starter for years. But again, his profile was not a defensive dude. And the fact that he was able to really add that to his game and anchor a defense is why I went with him as my most improved candidate of the year.
Yes, sir. Also, shout out to Jeff Van Gundy because I feel like he's probably the person we need to point
the
to
mastermind
for like their
behind
defense.
it. Ken, who was your most improved player vote?
It was Cade. Just because obviously like he is the anchor of that team, but just watching what he can do night in and night out, leading that team as a young bull himself, and still, leading some young cats, and they getting dubs, and they play well together, and they fight. They're a scrappy team. Like they're not one of them teams that give up. So, and he's the anchor of that.
I'm leaving here with something. Like if they don't win the game, they're gonna win the fight.
Yeah, that is right. That is right. Rookie of the Year. The finalists are Stephon Castle, Zachary Ricochet, and Jalen Wells. And it's a clean sweep over here from us.
That's a sweep.
With Stephon Castle. We all got Castle as Rookie of the Year.
Indeed.
But I will say, if Ricochet was playing the entire year the way that he was to finish the year, he'd be my vote. And I also just want to shout out the fact that the Grizzlies had 2 different Rookie of the Year candidates, even though they weren't final. Well, Edey wasn't a finalist, but Zach Edey, Jalen Wells. He was. It kind of his play ticked off a little bit before he got hurt. Which is why he ended up getting bumped down for me. But he looked good, and I thought Alex Sarr looked good to end the season as well. Bub Carrington, Khalil Ware. So, like, this rookie class this year, I didn't have a lot of high hopes for this class.
Well, they got some players.
But as the season went on and guys got more reps underneath them, you started to see some potential from this class. So,
yeah,
I feel like that's kind of how last year's class was, too, a little bit.
The rookie class?
Well, I mean, like, that class had...
Yeah.
Wembanyama, like
but after that, it really wasn't like too much in this, like the Dyson Daniels in them. Like they played well last year.
Dyson Daniels was a rookie last year.
I thought that was last year.
No,
unless we're thinking about his brother.
Who's his brother?
Because then he had the brother that played in Sacramento. Ain't there Daniels brothers in the league?
You thinking about the Murrays?
I'm thinking of the Murrays. Disregard.
He does have a brother, but he's gonna be in the draft either next year or the year after. I'm distracted.
Well, we talked about. We can move on from Rookie of the Year then. Sixth Man of the Year, we already mentioned Peyton Pritchard won it.
Oh, sorry, I remember my point. You brought up Sarr and Carrington, and this really doesn't have anything to do with the 2 of them, but I just like what Washington's building, and I actually am rooting for them to get Cooper Flag. Like that's my favorite fit. Like they need their guy, but like all the other young pieces, like with that will be
better.
Like that's the next young team if they can
get it. Yeah,
because they got Sarr. Now they had
like
Johnson.
4 or 5 rookies on that team this year.
In addition to like Koulibaly,
Koulibaly.
Like they still have some young guys. They traded for Johnson, AJ Johnson. So yeah, they got a lot of young dudes, and I like what they're building. And they seem to finally have a competent front office.
We'll see about that. As we mentioned, Sixth Man of the Year has already been announced, but I was the only one in my imaginary ballot who had Peyton Pritchard. These other 3 gentlemen had Malik Beasley, who was also a finalist for this award, along with Ty Jerome. So shout out to Peyton Pritchard, who actually won the award. And then for Coach of the Year, the finalists are Kenny Atkinson, JB Bickerstaff, and Ime Udoka. And we all have a collection of those 3 different dudes. For me, it's JB Bickerstaff. Detroit winning 14 games last year, being in the playoffs this year. That turnaround is outstanding. So that was my pick.
I mean, thanks to Monty, he had a very low bar to clear, but he did it. I won't wait Udoka just because, like I was saying earlier, where I feel like they grinded out to 50 wins because they didn't have the offensive talent to really support that. But to me, he has the most like of his personality into his team. Like I don't think necessarily like if you looked at that collection, if you looked at that collection of players, you wouldn't automatically think like dogs. You know what I mean? Like yes, Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet, but like other than that, like they're young pieces. Like I didn't think of any of them as dogs, just because I didn't know Amen Thompson because he a dog. But the rest of them is kind of like they're kind of finessey, they're kind of like flashy, they're kind of not that. But like he came in and he's like, y'all gonna play defense if you gonna play for me, and y'all gonna win the fight if you play for me, and that's the personality of that team. And I think that's solely the reason that they won 50 games. Because again, like I don't think that they have much offensively, but the defense and coming prepared every game to defend and do what's necessary to win games is why they're the second seed in the West.
No, I feel it. Tim and Ken, y'all had the same person. So Ken, why did you pick Mr. Atkinson?
Just because of the dominance of his team all season. The consistency. Like when they going, like it's a thing of beauty to see. Yeah, like, and that's like that is coaching. So everybody know their spots, everybody know their role. Like it just seemed like literally like everything is like all engines a go, you know?
It's annoying because the Bucks had 2 different opportunities to hire that
boy, and I wanted him both times.
Man,
I like, bro, get Kenny. He's my coach of the year candidate. Like Cleveland is 64-18, bro.
Mhm.
Like they're
Returning
dominating.
mostly the same people they had last year.
The last year, damn near the exact same.
Well, like I guess does that then take away from JB Bickerstaff's case where he took a team from 14 wins to 40 something, but then the team that he just left went from like 40 something to 60 something?
I don't think so. I think it's
Mhm.
only about what you're doing in
And
this
the players, the
particular
personnel,
situation.
the
That's fair.
situation, the
Mhm.
owners.
I've mentioned it before, but different coaches exceed at different, like they have different things they're good at. Some coaches are going to be better with younger teams. Some teams are going to be, or some guys will be better with the experienced teams. That's why I continuously say I give Eric Spoelstra so much credit because he's had to coach so many different types of teams
Mhm.
from the Heatles, and he started with them. Like that's a crazy way.
Everybody's trying to get him up out of there.
Quickly.
Hey, yo, why we got the video guy coaching?
Bro, I was one of the first ones. Get him out of here.
I
And,
feel like Pat just be throwing shit at him like, I can handle it.
and he showed like, yeah, I got you. I got you. So shout out to everybody who's a finalist for the NBA Season Awards. We're going to continue to see who wins them over the next coming weeks. And now it's time to talk about WrestleMania. Wrestling. WrestleMania 41. Our cast predictions here. Tim went 7-5
Okay.
at WrestleMania 41. Ken went 8-4. Eric went 10-3. I went 11-2. Making our season records as such. Tim on the year wrestling predictions is 11-9. Ken is 14-6. Eric is 16-5. I am 17-4. Now let me ask y'all this: what were the 3 best matches of WrestleMania weekend here?
Oh, the weekend?
The car. You gonna
I was
include
gonna
some
say
NXT stuff?
Yeah, well, we'll keep it to just WrestleMania then.
But if you want to include NXT, what's your NXT shout out? Triple
which
that?
one? No, it was the women's Fatal 4-Way.
Okay. I
Stephanie-
still haven't even watched
no,
Stand and Deliver.
that match cooked. Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace is gonna be something special on the main roster. Like she's just strong as hell. But yeah, that match would be my one if I had to put one on the from the weekend. But otherwise, I had. It seems like most everybody else
I think
had.
we had the same. I think we got the same ones.
I mean, it wasn't.
Yep, it's
In different orders.
Yeah, different order.
Wasn't a lot to pick from.
It really wasn't.
The Punk Rollins Reigns triple threat match was on all of our lists. The Io Rhea Bianca triple
That was
threat,
a really
and
good
then
match.
the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way was all on our list of just top matches of the weekend. Fantastic. Best entrance of WrestleMania 41 goes to.
Do I feel like it was like the entrances were a little subdued this year?
They were. I felt like not many people went out for a crazy WrestleMania type of entrance.
No.
Seth did it the closest. So
Seth
that's why I
was
said
cold.
Seth. Yeah. He did the costume change. He had the flamethrower
Then he came out. I was like, "Is he Jesus?"
with the all white on.
He had the thorns on the shades. I said, "Oh, he know it's Easter. He being sacrilegious on the day."
He wouldn't need a Monday Night Messiah.
He was. He was. You're right. You're right.
Coming out there in all white.
The Monday
On
Night
brand.
Messiah, fam.
On brand.
They was reckless with this.
I loved Tiffany Stratton's entrance because I
The
thought it
Barbie
was
shit
just
was
really
cool.
creative
Yeah, that
with the
Barbie
Barbie
stuff was
boxes,
cool.
and then she came out. I thought that was pretty creative. What about you?
Me?
Oh, I'll go with. I got 2. One's Jey Uso. I always enjoy that entrance. It's always cool, especially like when he's in a big stadium, like just all them people doing the hand thing with him. I know it's called yeeting. I don't want to do that anymore.
You done yeeting? That's the title. You ain't trying to
I'm
yeet.
done calling it yeeting like that. I don't know.
I'm not too old to yeet.
Because I feel like every time I say yeet, it's like yeet trademark. Like it's been co-opted.
Hey, man, everybody love to yeet.
My other one was Joe Hendry.
Hey, my nigga. I was like, for real, my nigga. I think my boy in WrestleMania, dog.
Randy was like, oh.
All right.
He's over it though, man. You see the fans love
Hey, that
him,
match
fam.
was fun. It wasn't in my top 3, but that
It was a
match
fun
would be
match.
right outside of
That match was perfect.
It
Like
was.
there are people like talking about he got squashed. It's like
No,
that,
he didn't.
that match went exactly
Yeah,
how
I
long it was
swear.
supposed to. It went
Yeah.
exactly how it was supposed to. He got some offense, so it wasn't a squash.
Yeah.
Like,
Correct.
but no, the TNA World Champion shouldn't be able to hang with Randy Orton. Like,
exactly.
And also, Randy clearly respected dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the way he patted him on it, like, okay, man, like
you
shout out
all
to
right.
you. Pretty much. And when they did the camera pan for Joe Hendry, and then he gets RKO'd in the
Yeah,
front,
I was like, oh my.
I said that's a
That's
perfect
beautiful.
RKO. That's a perfect
God damn
RKO.
it.
And then he actually did it himself.
did
when
his-
he
yeah.
did Joe Hendry's thing and did his pose with it. Like, it
And
was,
I bet people that didn't know Joe who he is, like it's probably plenty of people that don't know. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
But he was at the Royal Rumble too.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was.
But he didn't do his entrance, full entrance though.
Yeah.
So,
And his
yeah, shout out,
his
man.
zoom in moment didn't really.
My only gripe with him, man, is his finisher.
Choke slam.
It's a seated choke slam. He's too small
Yeah,
for
he's
that.
a little dude.
He's a little too little for that, but he been doing his thing at TNA.
He has. Tim, what was your favorite entrance?
Stone Cold. This
Dude.
Was he
motherfucker.
drunk before he
No,
got
He
here?
had to be, bro.
He know.
He
The
missed
reason
the
why,
ramp.
the reason why it took him so long is because the nigga
missed the
ran
ramp.
past the ramp, fam. And they had to literally pull it back. He didn't know how to put it in reverse or nothing, fam.
Well, we knew that from when he hit
That
the
nigga was
barricade.
drunk,
Right.
fam.
That motherfucker
That
hit
woman
that
just
barricade.
passed out. Stone Cold, you
That
know
nigga
he
was
loves
drunk.
the ATVs because we waiting the music hit and I'm like, I know he on the ATV. And it took a while for him to show up. So at the kid point, you
He
find
had to
out
find
later he missed the all ramp.
Nigga passed the ramp.
All these crew members had to come and pull him out.
back, fam.
He finally gets up
Hey,
on the
let's take
ramp.
off again.
And they all stayed at their point, like,
He go around the ring.
He was zooming.
He was bending
was
them corners.
He hit that barricade so hard, the ATV was stuck in it.
My
for
man's
a
on
second.
one wheel.
That nigga was
That
tipping
woman passed
motherfucker,
out
bro.
in slow motion. She said, "Oh,
She was 6 feet from the damn thing. She just felt it. She said, "Gotcha, bitch."
Hey, it was funny because they had
Out of there.
the executive was out there, shit,
Man.
talking to her like, "Hey, man."
Please don't sue.
Please.
Had Smash talking to her ass, bro.
Stone Cold even went out there like, "Hey, you all right?"
You want a bear?
that was his problem. He had too many of them
My bad.
beers.
And then he
Drunk.
knocked back like 6 of them hoes in the ring.
Yeah, my-
He didn't drive the ATV back up, did he?
no, he
I think
didn't.
so.
No.
I didn't think so.
My man
I think I
He was
read it.
drunk.
I read it.
That man
I read a
was
thing
drunk.
that said like he must have fucked up something with like the steering or whatever because like whoever drove it back up like they nearly fell off the ramp
Damn.
because like it couldn't
He
steer
hit that
straight.
motherfucker hard, bro.
I don't think she was faking all the way, fam. As hard as he hit that,
No,
mud,
she was like 10 feet from the damn
she
vehicle.
was right there.
Hey,
No,
right
bro.
behind the
Hey, the
barricade.
No,
next
bro.
segment, she had a neck brace on.
Pretty much. Where I am is where Stone Cold hitting. That's where she fell from.
Oh,
She
shit.
was not right there, bro. She was like just off of that. I'm
Hey,
like,
she
dog.
called Top Dog Law and shit.
Hell yeah. You ever been in a ring with the dog? You want to find out? He'll bite you.
They took her out the arena like they took Pat McAfee out yesterday.
Like that.
Hey, I
Did
think
they write him off?
McAfee really got choked.
He was perfect.
He was purple.
Yeah, that nigga really, that's crazy, fam. Him and The Rock was talking about it. Rock was like, you just got to be ready, man. you ain't wrestling, fam. You got to learn to protect yourself.
Sometimes motherfuckers might fuck you up for real.
You got to learn to protect yourself.
What was the biggest disappointment of WrestleMania 41 in your opinion?
May I go first?
Please.
All right. It's Cody, man. It's not
Just
him
Cody?
losing, but it's the match. It's everything in itself. It's a correlation of everything. Like Cody losing and we lost to Hill Cena. But first of all,
we lost.
Hey man, I did lose, goddammit. Travis Scott, first of all, it took that nigga too long to get to the ring.
I agree with that whole.
That pissed me off. And I heard, okay, Fiend, I'm like, okay. I thought The Rock was still coming out, though.
Everybody did.
Where's the fucking Rock in this WrestleMania, fam? Like, why you wasn't there? You said Travis Scott out there, fam. Like, I love Travis Scott, but he don't fit the right piece for this story to end, fam. Like, you fit the piece for the story to end, fam.
Sly in the comments mentioned the fact that he has the point of view of Stone Cold crashing to the barricade.
Mm-hmm.
I would have passed out too. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Everything shook. Oh shit!
So you said it scared the hell out of them.
They hit the ground like, oh Lord.
Everything shakes, fam.
No, that's
I'd have fell out too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm falling out too.
Yeah,
That's
she is
funny.
not 10 feet away from the barricade.
Thank you. She's
next
right
to
there. She's right there.
Oh shit. But no, it's just the build up, man. Like they put on amazing promos and everything like that. And it wasn't even an ending. It was like everything else in between. It was like lackluster wrestling.
Mm-hmm. But it was like a wet fart. Like it
Jesus Christ.
But it was just deflating. Like it wasn't it didn't come to a point. It didn't do anything. Like the run-in part took too long.
It took way too long.
Travis Scott needs to stay out the ring.
From an entertainment standpoint. Like I don't care about the booking decision. I don't care about like whether the story or whatever. It's just, like, was it entertaining? And it was not. And
it wasn't.
I think I texted you guys at the beginning, or maybe it was my brother, but I was like, this has a big fight feel. Like the crowd was ready for that match.
Yeah.
And then the match that they put on and the finish that they decided to go with was a swing and a miss.
Exactly. After all of this, you built up Cody to be the ultimate baby face all these years. He the face of the company. He doing this and doing that.
Like you give him the honor of ending a historic title reign. You give him a year-long title reign, and this is how you. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You just shit on it. Like that's where my frustration came at. Like if you go let him go out, like he is your man. Like he is the dog right now, the top dog. Like let him go out better than this.
See,
and it's like against John Cena. Like this, like I was jumping out the window saying "Go versus Go." Y'all know how I talk shit, but still, it's like Goat Cena. That's literally who you are, fam. And like I didn't get that. I didn't get that feel. It's like, okay, he won the title, and what?
It took the Avengers for Cody to beat Roman Reigns, and it took Travis Scott for John Cena to beat him. Like
it just like the finish for sure. Scott, like I agree on the Travis
Scott. Came out with the hardcore title.
He's had that. They gave that man that.
My man got the hardcore champion.
I've never met somebody that tries to be cool that just isn't cool more than Travis Scott. Like that is the corniest nigga I've ever seen.
Don't say Kanye.
Saw
right
a bunch
now.
of them in high school. But the point that I want to make here, they ain't gotta be that. They fit the mold, don't they? They fit the mold. Money's supposed to help. The niggas in high school ain't had no money. No. So anyways,
once a lame, always a lame.
I'm telling you, but
you thought the money and power to fame make you go away?
The finish for sure, but I felt like the match itself was just. It wasn't a great match.
It wasn't. It was sloppy too,
and it just was a little under. Like the outcome is what I wanted. I wanted Cena to win. Cool, and everything we saw on Raw after he won the title, here for it.
Yeah,
beautiful,
absolutely.
But the match was so underwhelming.
It was, and then like Cody, my only flaw with Cody is that he what you're gonna get out of Cody. He has the same. He has a routine. So when he get in, boom, I was like, okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, he finna hit this. 1, 2, 3, 4, he hit this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he hit this. Like he's very routine wrestler. So I already knew like, okay, what he doing? He hitting this, he hitting that. And then John Cena only got 5 moves. So it's like, what we fucking doing?
Real quick, Charlene added that Travis Scott looking like a praying mantis out there.
Yeah.
And Sly said Kevin Owens and Cody was a better match, and it absolutely
was.
It was.
Even though he did 4 fucking Cody.
Cena did say that he's gonna ruin wrestling.
He did.
So maybe part of it is
that one part of it, Tim.
Dragging y'all to
him
sleep.
being garbage.
That one part of
him being trash. Him winning the title.
I mean, even The Rock on Pat McAfee mentioned like. Which I'm not sure if he should have said, but he said
he definitely said it shouldn't hit.
Yeah, he was.
That's
like,
basically what he said.
He's like the outcome.
I wasn't worried about John. I was worried about Cody.
No, not even that. But he literally said like the creative how they got to the finish. I would have changed, and he didn't elaborate on what he would do, but he mentioned like 2 or 3 times like.
Yeah,
I would have did it differently.
How about your ass be out there? We was expecting just your fool ass would have been the whole thing. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
If you just flip The Rock and Travis Scott, it would have been better.
That is it.
Because The Rock is the piece.
And your ass some they got it.
Like Travis Scott,
what are you talking about?
All Travis Scott did was smack the shit out of Cody, gave a black.
Bro, you been whooping this white man ass for a year. And now you talking some they got it?
Yeah, bro.
So like
what?
That was the thing. Like as soon as I saw he was going on McAfee, I already knew like exactly what it was. It's like no famous person is more in tune with their PR than The Rock. Like,
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he started seeing his mentions going crazy, he's like, "Oh, I got to get out there, get my story out."
Yeah.
And then he threw like pretty much everybody under the bus.
Pretty
Like,
It
zero accountability on his part.
It wasn't me.
And like, I don't know if it's something going on.
I would have did this though.
I don't know if it's something going on between him and Triple H, but like they are not on the same page. And the fact that he let slip that he got called into Elimination Chamber because tickets wasn't selling. Like, all WWE has talked about for the last 2 years is how this is record gate. We're doing business is booming. And like for him to be like, oh well, actually,
it's me.
The Rock,
they needed me.
They needed me to come in to finish. Like, that was completely self-serving.
I'm the ticket.
And burying like pretty much everybody else. And like, again, like completely pulling the curtain back on like the decision making process as far as booking and like long term.
It's all about
It's all about Rock.
That's why him and
he for real
he
for real to be in his character, fam.
He the real final boss.
And I ain't even mad at it, fam. I'm not even mad at it.
Well, like, it just seems like he comes in, fucks shit up, and then like leaves.
And everybody pick it up and once it's fixed again. Hey, I'm back.
I'm The Rock. I'll be back.
Because again, like, nothing that he's done over the last year has made a lick of sense.
Zero sense.
We out here trying to make the line connect, and The Rock came out here pretty much and was like, "No, they just called me.
We just be
last
doing
second.
shit.
I just went out there."
I'm like, God damn, y'all need some writers in this.
Did WrestleMania 41 live up to the hype in y'all opinion?
No. Nope. It sounds like no.
Yeah.
No, it missed the mark. It definitely did. It missed the mark.
A bit underwhelming, I would say.
For sure.
It's funny because like it felt kind of flip-flop from night to night. Like night one, I feel like the undercard was a little bit meh, like underwhelming. But then the main event was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. The main event was like that's what a main event is.
Yeah. Whereas night two, it felt like the undercard was a lot better. Mm-hmm. And was like really carried the momentum through the show. Like even the Logan Paul AJ Styles match, which nobody really wanted, like that was still at least entertaining. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was. Even if you don't like the man, like
I don't, but I normally like Logan Paul matches, but that one just I feel like something's just missing at this point with Logan Paul. I don't know if it's like a crowd. It's like there's no connection. Like,
I think it's that people just actually don't like him. Like it's not like he's a heel. It's like
they don't fuck
with him. But for a while, it felt like he did a really good job of using that people don't like him to fuel the heelness of it all. But now it just feels like he got this gimmick of like, I'm humble. And which
is the exact opposite.
We know that's what it is. That's why it's the part of it. But it's not landing. And I feel like
he can wrestle though.
He can wrestle, but like the match it didn't.
No,
it just didn't move me in any way where I'm like, okay.
I was fine with it, and maybe that was just residual from like the rest of the card having been strong. It's like, okay, well, this was enough to get me to the main event. And again, like it started off, match was hot, or like the crowd was hot, like everybody was ready for it. Like, yeah, this is our main event. We about to cap off WrestleMania weekend. And then that's what it gets. So like again, like it was kind of flip flop where strong main event one night, undercard stuck. Strong undercard, main event stuff.
I didn't realize how good it was. How like seeing Dominic Mysterio win the title, fam, did something. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I was like, this nigga really did it. And then I started thinking, I was like, bro, he really has come a long fucking way. Like he was horrible in the ring. He wasn't good, fam.
He had work to do.
Yeah, but like now he's like that dude though. Like his character is dope. And his in-ring ability, like how he pulled the W off with the frog splash.
That was cool.
That was a great match.
I saw a super cut of like Eddie and Dom and like doing the same moves. Mm-hmm. Shit a thug here.
It was dope to see him win that.
Oh yeah, the electric chair powerbomb by Jay was crazy.
It was. The strength, like she's
Jay the Beast.
Phenomenal. Overall, scale of 1 to 10. What do you rate WrestleMania 41?
6 for me.
Give it a 6.5. Because the top tier matches were fantastic, but
not all.
The ones that were good were really good. Gotcha. Yeah, not the ones that were built to be.
Like there were too many matches that just felt like nothing. Mm-hmm. And did we get to the disappointing part?
Yeah.
Oh, my disappointing was the New Day title match. Like, and I had no expectations. Like, I didn't expect to like that match, and it still was
That match was garbage.
nothing. Like, and the crowd like didn't react at all. And I don't think that it's an indictment. Like, I don't think that has to do with the New Day. I think it was just. It's not a matchup anybody was like, oh man, I can't wait to see World Raiders and New Day at WrestleMania. Like that wouldn't even like I would have turned the channel if that came on Raw. Like that's just there's nothing there.
That gimmick is horrible.
Yeah, I was talking to the mayor about it, and he made a good point, and he said that if there were going to be tag team belts defended at WrestleMania, it should have been SmackDown, because at least the SmackDown tag team division had some momentum. Like, how does the Raw tag teams get on WrestleMania, but the SmackDown is going to be the SmackDown before WrestleMania when that tag team division... And they didn't even get a finish. They didn't, and that's the tag team division that's actually been putting in the work. And when he pointed out, like, dang, that's a great point. Like, if anyone was going to be there, it shouldn't have been War Raiders. It should have been the Street Profits.
Absolutely.
Let the War Raiders wrestle on Raw after WrestleMania, if anything else. Like,
honestly, like, is there even like a dream match in the tag division? Like, both shows. Like, is there any, like, maybe Street Profits, New Day? Like, I don't know if we've seen that before, but aside from that, like, there just aren't enough tag teams to really get behind. And like, to your point, like, the ones that we do have to the degree is on SmackDown.
Yep. And that's the division that's been working. So they should have been the ones to get rewarded, which I thought was a great point. But overall, WrestleMania kind of missed the mark this year.
It did.
I missed the mark this year, but I had a great time with friends and everything like that. It was a fun weekend overall, but the actual wrestling was a little underwhelming at times.
So the Most High Sunday and passed up.
He was definitely supposed to pull up.
I was asleep. I texted you when I woke up. I was like, I just woke up. I done ate in. I was out of there.
Before we move on really quick to wrestling or to NFL, is there anything else that you would like to discuss from the world of wrestling?
I'll keep the political stuff out of it, unlike the rest of the WWE apparently this week. But Karrion Kross, like we talked about him last week, and it was like everything that he's doing aside from in ring is just super interesting to me. And then he had kind of like a work shoot, possibly shoot interview after Mania.
That was crazy.
Fuck that guy in the truck with the tie.
And it's like it just continued that same momentum where it's like I'm very interested in what happens to his character. Like he's a really good talker. He's menacing. Like his the gimmick of him being like the devil's advocate and basically like if he talks to somebody like they're gonna turn heel. Like that's good long-term storytelling. And so like I hope that they give him a push like to at least see what he can do. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But like he's somebody that I feel like has earned the opportunity.
No, I feel it on that. All right, let's hit this NFL real quick before we get up out of here. So the NFL draft, as mentioned, it's on Thursday, in Green Bay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
The first draft in the state of Wisconsin since I believe 1940.
Sheesh. I think they've been drafting since like 36 or something like that. So, it ain't something that happens too often, but it's happening in Green Bay this year. Tech File crew plans to be there on Friday. So if you are in Green Bay for the draft and you happen to come across us, make sure you say, what up? What up, though? And it should be fun. Looking forward to that. But as we head into the draft, I just wanted to ask Tim and Eric on the Packers side, Ken, you on the Bears side, since that's the team you're a fan of. There are some guys that you hope that your team drafts in the draft this year. Ken, why don't you got some guys for the Bears that you like? Yeah, I need the Bears.
Yeah, Ashton Genty for
don't
sure.
Want that. I don't want that at all.
It's not looking likely that it will happen,
He'll
but
probably be gone too quick.
he'll be gone too quickly.
Even if you get a Mariano from North Carolina, that's still a good back.
It's crazy. We've reached the point where Omarions are grown-ups.
Omarions are grown-ups sound crazy. They are.
I'm just saying because
that's our,
they're the ones that are named after
Omarion.
Omarion. So it's like
their mama had a B2K poster in their room.
That's fam.
Man.
But
Omarions, Carmelos, Kobe's, yep, we all.
A lot of Jalen's too, but that's a little bit before.
That's a little bit before us.
But Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State.
It's some good tight ends.
He's really good. He's like he can block. He has really good route running. He's big. He has hands. So him, and then a tight end out of Armad. I can't say his last name. Bumbo?
I don't know how to pronounce
Something like
it.
Mimbo?
that. Yeah, but no, he's one of the top tackles in the draft. So might as well beef up our O-line even more if we can't get a running back.
I ain't mad at it. Tim, what about you?
Mine was based on like what I feel like we have a need for. I only got a couple. Main wide receiver I want is Matthew Golden though, out of Texas. Fastest 40 amongst the wide receivers, but he also had
bro.
Fast.
I said, but he also has excellent.
Fast as shit. Like that's.
I mean,
that's
shit.
all
He
you
ran a
gotta
4.21.
say.
Like, god dang.
We know.
But at the same time, he's also on tape and on paper, great off the line, great at separating, great with his like route running is actually really good. Like he's not just a pure burner.
No,
it just helps.
He's someone who does fit into the Packer mold to a certain degree. So if people are unfamiliar, like the Packers have a certain draft philosophy that was passed down to them by Ron Wolf. He actually wrote a book called The Packer Way about kind of how he about how he processes things and whatnot. And it's so interesting to think about the process because he's pretty much like most guys who succeed have these traits. Okay. And we're going to limit our pool to these traits. Okay. Now, we might not hit, and there always are going to be exceptions to the rule, but we going to get them exceptions in free agency. We ain't going to try to do it in the draft because based on what we know, these types of players succeed. And like for receivers, they're like big receivers, at least 5'11 and a half and taller, at least 195 pounds. You got to be fast. They're like a 4.57, 40 or faster. They're like a 7-second or so 3-cone. Like they have certain things that they look for in each position group of like, if you do this, you are going to be on our board. And part of it is to kind of just help narrow down the pool so you ain't got to spend as much time. And Golden is one of those guys who fits. He's a little bit lighter. We didn't have all of his like 3-cone and stuff, but like theoretically, he fits. And I would not be mad at that.
Couple inside defensive guys. Derek Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon. Well, all three of them are defensive tackle. Well, 2 defensive tackles. I'm sorry. Derek Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon, and Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. Both of them are big on run stuffing. Both are big disruptors at the defensive line. Both are big bodies. I think Nolan is 6'4", 331. Like some big boys, boy. So if anything, stop that run. You said I don't worry about that with D linemen unless it's like a 4.5 or 4.6 or some shit like that. That's like nuts. But Maxwell Harrison, cornerback out of North Carolina, and Siobhan Revel, cornerback out of East Carolina, are the two that's on my board as well. North Carolina running back. I mean, not North Carolina. There's also a cornerback out of Kentucky. Cold, fast as shit. Had the most pick sixes in school history, I believe. But he like 5'10", 5'11".
He's too little.
Right, but I'm like, that's why I was like, I would like him because he also has a high he has high speed as well. It's just he has a nose for the ball, but he's tiny.
Yeah, and Packers like the corners to be bigger.
Which were East Carolina cornerback comes in. He's like 6'2".
Yeah, and by bigger, it's 5'11" and taller. Like they ain't talking about like you need to be 6'4" or something like that. But y'all sign got stuck. Shalin added he wants McMillan, but that's just a dream. And the Packers had him in too. That's the receiver out of Arizona.
That's what I had before.
That's like the one.
But he ain't gonna be there.
And he came in, and I said, I don't know if he gonna make it to 23, but if he did, I could definitely see the Packers doing that. But
can you imagine if they trade up in Green Bay?
It's been a lot of talk about those picks too.
I honestly think the Packers trade down in round 1.
I'm just saying, like the coming off WrestleMania, like can you imagine the pop? You're in Green Bay, the Packers have traded up.
They said, "Fuck it."
To the second pick to get Travis.
Get a hell yeah.
Because the Giants and Browns are listening to offers for their pick, but Tennessee's gonna roll with Cam Ward.
Yeah, they said we know we want.
That makes sense.
But yeah,
would you sell your soul for Travis Hunter?
No, I'm not selling. Sorry.
Well, not your soul, but like a couple first round picks.
I've watched The Simpsons. I ain't selling my soul.
I watched this.
When Bart sold his soul to Millhouse, he wrote in his paper, Bart sold. I need my soul back. Sorry, I sold it for comic books. Dang, I sold that cheap. But nah, it should be fun with the draft and everything. I haven't had as much time as I wanted to really dig through the prospects, but I'm positioned to need, baby. So give me a wide receiver, get me a cornerback, get me some D linemen. And we good. We good. Anything y'all want to wrap up with before we get out of here? Y'all good?
I was right. So this is the first NFL draft in Wisconsin in more than 85 years. December 9th, 1939 was held at the Schrader Hotel in Milwaukee, which is now the Hilton.
You said December
1930s.
December 9th, 1939.
That's crazy. 39.
Jeez, my granny was just born in 39.
Yeah. On my dad's side, my granny wasn't born yet.
Man, time. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap the show up this week. The Bucks are they down by 12. And time's a ticking.
Yeah, they're hunting dang at the moment.
All right, so that's the show for this week, y'all. We hope that y'all enjoyed. I see Serial Sensei did say that Jerry Jones said my Cowboys are gonna make, quote, substantive trades ahead of the draft. He said, I'm terrified. You should be. You really should be. You should not trust Jerry Jones. But all right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. I want to shout out before we do my Uncle Pat. His birthday is actually the first day of the NFL draft. Shout out to Uncle Pat. Shout out to the family. And hope everybody enjoyed their holiday weekend. So if you want to follow me on my social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On the Twitter, the Instagram, the Blue Sky, and these 2K PSN streets at Camille Monet, CAMILOE MONAE.
At Bucks Burner on that whack ass website.
That's all you get.
That's all you get.
Okay. Everyday_gentleman.
Fuck you, Lon.
Oh, Jesus. On Instagram, KHarris216. On Twitter, Snapchat, and Blue Sky.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, D3, aka Ask Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was all professional and mellow. I figured I'd do the same.
When did you ever want to fit in?
I don't normally, but today.
Hey, now you, Mister, give me a little bit.
Give me some.
Give me a
some.
Give me a tad bit,
Mister. Just a taste.
Just enough to wet the whistle.
Oh shit.
Tech file. Yeah, let's just play that music.
Let's go. T-E-C-K. Running back like where's my replay? Got it all in
Remix.
Start coming in rapping like Buster Rhymes.
This is their switchable lineup. Can't really do it.
Shout out to my point guard. We about to hit him hard. Got him throwing in the tap. Pedal red, blow the whistle. This is technical file.
Oh, you got that on. Oh, we still live.